everybody. Hopefully some folks are going to jump on and join. Okay. I always like to see where people are joining from. Okay. I think we're going to get started. So, hi everyone. Welcome back to Cooking Together by My Food and Family. This is an Instagram and Facebook Live series that is meant to equip you with the knowledge, the tips, the recipes that you need to conquer your kitchen. So my name is Sarah. Really happy to be back here today. We are going to be making a really fun recipe. I honestly cannot believe that it is July 1st today. I do not know where this year is going, but the 4th of July is this weekend. So I am honestly a sucker for a good themed recipe, and today we're going to be making something really fun for pretty much anyone. They are our red, white, and blue cupcakes, and let's just do a little rundown and then we'll start making the recipe. As always, if you have any questions during all of this, please just pop them in the chat and we'll try and answer them at the end. Okay, so to start we have a white cake mix, just standard white cake mix, 2-layer size. We have our berry blue gelatin, Jell-O gelatin, and our cherry Jell-O gelatin, the 3-ounce size. We also have a 3.4-ounce size package of Jell-O cheesecake instant pudding. Then we're going to be making a frosting with some cold milk, some powdered sugar, some Cool Whip. So I'll go through all of the ingredients as I make it. Let's just get started on our cake batter so that we can get this going. I have, I'm just preparing this as the package directions instruct. So 1/3 of a cup of oil, 3 egg whites, and 1 cup of water. So we are going to just mix this up and start slow so that you can sort of hydrate all of the mix, and then we'll bump up the speed a little bit. So like I said, this is a really fun recipe. The white cake mix is an awesome base for recipes for cupcakes like this where we're adding the Jell-O gelatin. Stop here and just scrape down my bowl. So Jell-O is just kind of this wonderful ingredient because it not only adds really unique color, but it adds that amazing fruity flavor that we all love. And nothing else can really give you that. If you just add food coloring, you're not going to get that delicious fruity flavor. So that's what makes these kind of unique. And the fact that we're going to top them with some fresh fruit, it sort of reinforces that yummy fruity flavor. Okay, so this is looking really good. It doesn't take long. Now you might have noticed that I am actually mixing this in, it's sort of a big measuring cup. The reason I like doing that is because I can see kind of how much batter this makes. So it's around a little less than 4 cups. So when I made these the other day, I measured it out and it was about 1.25 cups. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to divide up our batter because these are 3 different colors, 3 different color cupcakes. So they're going to be red, white, and blue. We're going to start by just doing 1 cup in each. And your bowls don't have to be the same size. I didn't have all the same size bowls, so just work with what you got. Okay, so 1 cup in here. And this just sort of ensures that everything is pretty even, so you have the same amount of batter. All right. So now I'm gonna go in there with a 1/4 cup. Just put a 1/4 cup of batter in each bowl. And then we're probably gonna do just a little bit more in each bowl. That's about even. Okay, perfect. So, I'm gonna set my white batter aside. Sort of clear the decks here. So now I have my 2 that I'm actually going to tint. All right, so I'm gonna start with my cherry Jell-O, and we're actually only going to use 3 tablespoons of each of our gelatin mixes. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. And then to this one, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of red food coloring. And you can certainly choose to add more or less, depending on your preference. But this will just give it a really nice, all right, color, bright red color. Okay, so we're gonna mix that around in there. And then to the other bowl, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of our berry blue gelatin. And the berry blue gelatin is kind of like a blue raspberry flavor. It's really tasty. It's great for 4th of July recipes. All right, we're gonna set these aside because we are gonna use these a little bit later. Okay, so let me just mix these up. Actually, just use this. So we're just going to quickly mix these together to tint the batters, and then we're gonna start layering them. I have already preheated my oven to 350 degrees just to get this going. So you will need to do that. See what a beautiful color that is? So nice and bright. And that is going to, that's gonna hold during the cooking, during the baking. I'm gonna rinse this off real quick so I can mix my other one. All right. Oh, I forgot to add my blue food coloring. We're just gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon. And that's maybe, I don't know. I'm just eyeballing it. Honestly, food coloring isn't gonna make or break. Okay, nice bright blue, beautiful. I think my kids are really gonna love these. They are at daycare and they are at camp right now, so this will be a great surprise for them when they get home. They were asking me actually what I was working on this morning before they left, so I think they're pretty curious. Okay, let's just move some of this stuff out of the way so that we can start here. So now we need to layer our batters. I have one muffin pan that I'm gonna demo here for you, but this will make 24 cupcakes, which is great. I mean, we're not all gathering in big crowds, but these freeze really well, so if you wanna freeze some and then frost them later, that completely works. Cupcakes always freeze very, very well, just in a gallon size zip top bag, so keep that in mind. Now we're gonna start our layering. Okay, you are going to use about 1 tablespoon of each mixture to get 24 and make it even. So we're gonna start with our blue batter, then we're gonna do our white, and we're gonna finish with our red. So I have my tablespoon here, and you really don't wanna overfill these because otherwise they'll puff up too much in the oven. So just use your tablespoon, take your time, it will be worth it. And your layers might not be totally perfect, but they're still gonna look really, really cool. So one thing that I love about adding Jell-O to, I told you I was a sucker for a themed recipe, and the thing about Jell-O is you can use it to create a lot of great themed desserts. So I was thinking about, you know, what else could you do with this? So you could easily do like Mardi Gras colors. You could do grape gelatin, lime gelatin, and lemon gelatin. You could also do Christmas colors. So red, white, and green. St. Patty's Day, we have orange Jell-O gelatin, and then you could use the lime again. That would look really, really cool. And then like any festive sprinkles that you have, just kind of pull it all together. All right, so I'm almost done with my blue. And this takes a little bit of time, but all right, so I'm just gonna set this aside because I don't need that anymore. I'm just gonna make 12 for you right now. All right, let's get in there with our white batter. So my white batter, I didn't want to dirty another bowl, so I just left it in the mixing bowl. You're just gonna dollop it right over the top. And they don't run together. So you might think, oh no, they're all gonna mix. They might mix a little bit when they bake, but don't worry about it. So just going in there with a tablespoon, real quick. All right. And then lastly, we're gonna go in there with our red. So I think you get the idea that you're gonna just dollop. So I'll show you a couple of these and then we'll kind of move on. So you can, so we definitely want to keep our eye on them. Start with 18 minutes at 350, check them with a toothpick. You're going to let them, cool in the pan for 10 minutes, and then you are going to take them out and let them cool on a wire rack. All right, so this is what they look like when they come out. And before I make my frosting, I just want to show you how fun these are. So check this out. Look how cool they look inside. Isn't that awesome? They're red, white, and blue. It looks like it took a ton of work. Really, really good. Okay. Now we're gonna make our frosting. Okay. Sometimes when I run out of all my measuring cups, because I had to use so many measuring cups today, I just use mason jars. They work great because they have the things on the side. All right, so to make our frosting, super simple. We need our box of cheesecake pudding. You can definitely use, the reason we're using the cheesecake pudding, honestly, is it does have a little bit of a whiter color than our vanilla pudding, which some of you might be familiar with. You could also use white chocolate pudding if you can find it. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. And then I have just 1 cup of cold milk. 2% milk works well, but you could use whatever you have. And then I am just going to whisk this. This is going to come together really, really quick because we're only using a little bit of milk. So what's nice is because we're just using about 1 cup of milk, it's going to be a nice, nice sturdy frosting that's not going to run off our cupcakes. Okay. So you want to whisk this for about 2 minutes, mostly just until the pudding is dissolved and it's thickened. I'm going to clean up some of this stuff here. I might snag another bite of this. My post-lunch dessert. Okay. Let me just move this. Now, good. I'm gonna let that sit for a second. I have a tub of Cool Whip. It's thawed. I don't know if you tuned in to any of the other cooking togethers, but I think I showed you a trick about how to divide the tub of Cool Whip. So I think we were using 1 cup before. This is 3 cups. So I usually just draw a line down the middle. Makes it super easy for me to scoop out 1.5 cups of Cool Whip. Give this one last stir. And then I will just scoop out my Cool Whip. I'm gonna move my whisk out of the way. I want to fold in the Cool Whip. I don't want to deflate it too much. I want this to be a fluffy pudding frosting. That's what we call it. All right, so I'm just going down the middle of the bowl, turning it over, down the middle, turning it over. This is a basic recipe. You could use any flavor of pudding for any cupcake. So chocolate, 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, and then 1 cup of milk and 1.5 cups of Cool Whip. Really, the sky is the limit. Okay. So now that this is all ready to go, we are going to let me just grab a spoon. Sorry about that. We're just gonna grab a spoon and dollop a little bit of our frosting on top. Okay. And I have some little fun toppings. So you could do some sprinkles. I have red and blue sprinkles here. I have about 4 cups of strawberries that I sliced. So I just have those over here. And then I also have 1 cup of blueberries. So for the full 24 cupcakes, that's how much fruit you would need. So you can just kind of put these on here. Look how nice that looks. It's a perfect 4th of July treat. They're just the right size. Not kind of those massive cupcakes, easy to eat, and a nice sweet treat. All right, we'll do a couple sprinkles. Never touch sprinkles with wet hands, they will stick. Okay, and then just a couple blueberries. Really, really easy. I just put them on a cake plate with some little decorations and some little stars. This is just such an easy recipe. I hope that you try it. One thing that I want to go back to though is, I don't know if you remember, but we only used part of the Jell-O gelatin mixes. So what you can do is just take those mixes, pour them into just a cereal bowl, add 1/2 cup of boiling water to each one, and then 1/2 cup of cold water. Put them in the refrigerator and let them sit for about 4 hours, and then you can just scoop them out and make like some little, just make some little parfaits. So you just dollop the remaining Cool Whip that you have, some sprinkles, and some fresh fruit. And these are just a great way to continue the fun. Nothing will go to waste. I just picked these up at the grocery store. You can find those clear cups just about anywhere. All right. So that's it. That is how easy it is. I really hope that you all will try this recipe. It is so fun. If you have kids, I know that your kids will love it. They can even get in the kitchen and help you. So please encourage them to do that. I hope everyone has a really, really great 4th of July weekend. I'm actually going to see if there are any questions here before we sign off. So just bear with me. There is a question about whether or not you could use sugar-free pudding and gelatin. Absolutely. The one thing that I will say is the amount of gelatin that is in the sugar-free is quite a bit less because there's no sugar. So it's really just the flavoring. So you would probably end up using the entire package of sugar-free gelatin. But this would absolutely work with any of our sugar-free instant puddings. Let's see. There is a question about a key lime pie recipe. If we have a key lime pie recipe, yes, we do. You can search key lime pie recipe on myfoodandfamily.com. And we also have a question about, do you have to add the food colorant? Absolutely not. Your colors might be a little more muted without the food coloring, but that's not a problem at all. You'll still get tons of vibrant color with the Jell-O, so it'll work just fine. Let's see if there's any other questions. What other puddings could I substitute? Okay, so I said that we use cheesecake pudding. You could also use white chocolate pudding. You could use vanilla pudding. It might have a little bit of a yellow tint to it, but that's fine. All right. I don't see any more questions coming in. Just make sure you store these in the refrigerator before you serve them, or up until you serve them. You can make them in the morning, pop them in the fridge, and they'll be ready for any sort of gathering that you're planning to have this weekend. I really want to thank you all for tuning in. It was really, really fun making this recipe with you. I hope you try it. And until next time, let's all keep cooking together. Thanks so much. Bye.